ஆழ்வார் திருடிகளே சரணம், எம்பெருமானார் திருடிகளே சரணம், பிள்ளைலோக்காச்சாரியார் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம், ஜீயர் திருடிகளே சரணம். ஸ்ரீசைலேஷ தயாபாத்திரம் தீபக்தியாதிமானவம் யதீந்திர பிரவணம் வந்தே ரம்ய ஜாமாதரம் முனிம் ரம்ய ஜாத்திரி யோகீந்திர பாதரேகாமயம் சதா ததா யத்தாத்ம சத்தாதிம் ராமானுஜ முனிம் பஜே. லக்ஷ்மீநாத சமாரம்பாம் நாத யாமுன மத்தியமாம் அஸ்மதாச்சாரிய பரியந்தாம் வந்தே குரு பரம்பராம். யோ நித்யமச்சுத பதாம்புஜ யுக்மருக்ம व्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दैहिकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये. मातापिता युतयस्तनया भूतिः सर्वं यदेव नियमेन मदन्वयानाम् आद्यस्य न कुलपतेरकुलाभिरामं श्रीमद्ददङ्घ्रियुगणं प्रणमामि मूर्ध्ना. भूतं सरश्च महताह्वय भट्टनाथ श्रीभक्तिसारकुलशेखर योगिवाहान् भक्ताङ्घ्रिरेणुपरकाल यतीन्द्रमिश्रान् श्रीमत्पराङ्कुशमुनिं प्रणतोऽस्मि नित्यं. लोकाचार्याय गुरवे कृष्णपादस्य सूनवे संसारभोगी सन्दष्ट जीव जीवातवे नमः. Today we are going to see a very beautiful and short grantham named Navarathna Mala. This grantham is given to us by piLLai. piLLai is one of the most important acharyas in our sampradayam. He has given us the Rahasya Granthams, mainly 18 of them. He has given those Granthams in a beautiful way for us to understand very essential principles, the essence of Shastram, in a very easy manner. With this knowledge, we can make proper decisions regarding our conduct in this samsara, in this material world. So all of his granthams, all of piLLai granthams are considered to be lifesavers for us, because they uplift us from this samsara and take us to Bhagavan. So one among those Rahasya Granthams is this Navarathna Mala. First, let us see the heading, title of the Grantham, and try to understand what that means. Nava means 9, Ratna means precious gems, Mala means a necklace or a garland. So here, piLLai is giving us a garland of 9 precious gems. What are those precious gems? They are knowledge about 9 important aspects, 9 important entities of this entire world. Having the clear understanding about these 9 entities will facilitate us in the proper manner to conduct ourselves in a favorable manner as desired by our Purvacharyas. So we must understand these 9 entities, what is their true nature, and how do they impact us in our day-to-day life. So we have to understand these concepts and act according to that. So we are going to see this Grantham. It's a very short one. It talks about the most important principles which we have to understand. It's very foundational Grantham. If we have exposure to this Grantham, then we'll have a better idea moving forward, going into deeper studies of our Sampradayam. That is why Adiyan chose to give a small lecture on this particular Grantham. So this Grantham is in Tamil mainly, with some Sanskritam words, so it's in a Manipravalam style. The Grantham starts, piLLai starts this Grantham saying that he is actually raising a question. How should a Sharanagata, that is a person who is surrendered to Sriman Narayana, consider the following nine entities? So that is the question he is posing, and he is going to answer that. And he is listing out the entities. First, it is self, that is the Jivatma. And then, second is body, which is an enemy for self. So we have great affiliation towards this body. We think sometimes that we are this body, but reality is this body is an enemy for the Jivatma, which is stopping the progress towards Bhagavan. Because of the presence within this body only, the Atma is getting delayed in reaching Bhagavan. So it is considered as the first enemy of Jivatma, of the self. And then third, we have bodily relatives, those who merely identify us as their bodily relative, how to think about them. And then samsaris, that is materialistic people, how to think about what to think about materialistic people. That is the fourth entity, that is samsari. And then devatantrams, other devatas, how should we consider those? That is the fifth entity. And then Sri Vaishnavas, those who are devoted to Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana, Vishnu. So they are known as Sri Vaishnavas. How to think about those Sri? And then there is Acharya. Acharya is the one who gives the most knowledge about Bhagavan, Arthapanchakam, and so on. By one understand the connection with Bhagavan, the relationship with Bhagavan, Acharya leads that Sishya towards Bhagavan. And then there is Pirati, Sri Mahalakshmi, who is the divine consort of Sriman Narayana. And finally, Ishvara. Ishvara is Sriman Narayana, that is Bhagavan. So the question here is, how should the Sharanagata, one who is surrendered to Bhagavan, Sriman Narayana, how he or she should consider the following entities, starting with self. So this is the question, and piLLai himself answers this question. So let us go through the answer for each one of those. First is self, that is Jivatma. Self means I. We all identify ourselves as an individual, and we have this feeling or consciousness that I am, I am the person here. So that is the self. So that is the Jivatma. So first we are starting with this Jivatma, and we will proceed with the next one subsequently. So this Jivatma, we have to understand the true nature of Jivatma. So lOkAchAryar is first explaining that. He is starting with Jivatma, that is, unless we know ourselves, easily relate to anyone else, because we have to know who we are first, then only we can try to understand other entities. So the first entity is Jivatma. Now one should think about the Jivatma, the self, being different from the body. This is the first stepping stone for any spiritual progress. First understanding should be that we are not this body, we are Atma. So that understanding should be there. So first that understanding is highlighted. So we should think that not body. And then we should know that Atma is eternal. It is not created at a particular time and it is not destroyed at another time. It is always present. And then the third aspect is the Jivatma is, that is the self, is remaining in the same manner always. That is, the Jivatma doesn't have any change at all. Jivatma always remains the same. It is only Jivatma's knowledge, jnanam, which changes. And based on that jnanam, Jivatma goes through different experiences, different engagements, and so on. So the Jivatma always remain the same. The next aspect is Jivatma is atomic. Anu. Anu means very, very small. It's indivisible. There is no further breaking of the Jivatma. It is a complete atomic entity. And then this Jivatma is an embodiment of knowledge and bliss. There is knowledge, knowledge leads to bliss. So they are always recited together. Jivatma is made of knowledge, and Jivatma is made of bliss, Jnanam and Anandam. Now, this knowledge is the feeling of I, the consciousness. That just is understood by the self. Nobody else understands that feeling, that I am. That feeling can be only understood by us. And then there is Jivatma having knowledge and bliss. This is Dharma Bhuta Jnanam. First, what we saw was Dharmi Jnanam, that is Jivatma itself, the consciousness. That only indicates to the self that I am present, I am present, I am present, nothing more. Dharma Bhuta Jnanam is the one which reflects outside and gathers information and gives to the Atma. So, through Dharma Bhuta Jnanam only we understand everything else. But Jivatma himself is knowledge, that is Dharmi Jnanam. And these are the two aspects which are explained here. That is, Atma is an embodiment of knowledge and bliss, and Atma is abode of knowledge and bliss. Both are there. And then being the one who does not think or speak about anything other than Bhagavan. Jivatma should not think or speak about anything other than Bhagavan. Bhagavan is the real Lord for Jivatma. Hence, Jivatma should not think or speak about anything other than him. And Jivatma is fully owned by such Bhagavan. And finally, because Bhagavan is the owner and Jivatma is the owned, that means there is total dependence. So Jivatma becomes completely unqualified to protect oneself. So this is indicating that Bhagavan is the real protector. Jivatma cannot protect himself. And finally, having such Bhagavan as the goal. So these are all explained as the basic nature of Jivatma. We've seen some of these in other places like Tattvatrayam, where these are very elaborately explained. But here, piLLai is explaining in a brief manner. So this is about the Jivatma. So Jivatma is different from body. It is having servitude, total servitude towards Bhagavan. It is having Jnanam and Anandam. It is made of Jnanam and Anandam. So these are some of the salient features of Jivatma. And being the servant of Bhagavan, servitor of the Bhagavan, the Jivatma's natural inclination should be to eternally serve Bhagavan. That is the ideal goal for Jivatma. So all of these are highlighted here in this first item, that is self, Jivatma. Second is body. Now we come to the body, which we are very fond of, which we are very used to, and which we take care of very nicely. How should one think about one's body? That is, first we should see We should understand that it is the body which does not let one realize about the true nature of the self, because there is always desires, needs, wants, and all that, which keeps pulling the body from the Atma. And because of that, actually pulling the Atma towards the body, because of that, Atma doesn't have any time to think about anything else. There is no scope for learning, there is no scope for improving. All the body does is it attracts the Atma and keeps Atma focused on body only. Because of that, it puts a block to stop the Atma from being realized properly. Even though Atma is um, inside the body and controlling the body, it is actually the body which takes control of the Atma and does not let Atma make progress. So that is the condition here in bound state. When the Atma is bound in this samsara by karma, this is what happens normally. Only with extraordinary conviction, the self can give up this attachment towards body and make progress. So first, one should know that it is the body which is the major hurdle to reach Bhagavan. What does it do? It causes contradictory knowledge. It makes the Atma think that Atma is same as body, which is Viparita Jnana, contradictory knowledge. And then this body is made of 24 Achit entities. That is the sense organs for knowledge, sense organs for action, the Panchabhutams, Panchatanmatras, and then Mahan, Ahankaram, Manasi, and then finally Mula Prakriti. These 24 entities, they form together and make this body. So this body is made of these 24 Achit entities. And this body is impermanent, it keeps changing. What we saw yesterday is not going to be there tomorrow. And then it keeps changing. So this body is temporary, impermanent in that state, in that view. And then it's always changing. Because it's impermanent, it's constantly changing. And then there is no scope for knowledge in the body. Body is not an abode of knowledge. It is insentient, so it doesn't have knowledge. And then always causing endless sorrows. This body is causing so many different types of difficulties, sorrows for us. Bhagavan Krishna says in Sri Bhagavad Gita about this samsara as ashashvatam dukkhalayam. This is a place of sorrows and it is impermanent. So same thing is being shown by piLLai here. So not being the abode of knowledge ever, always causing endless sorrows. And then finally, as the one, we should think about the body as the one which engages in sensual pleasures and finally destroying the self. I mean, Atma cannot be destroyed, but it can be pushed down to even further worse situations. So, this body makes the Atma engage in sensual pleasures through the Indriyas and then through the body, and finally makes the Atma totally insignificant by being engaged in worldly activities only. So that is explained here as the nature of body. And then how do we think about bodily relatives? Those who only consider the bodily relationship and claim to be our relatives instead of thinking spiritually, instead of thinking the Vaishnava way, if they are just thinking, I am your uncle, I am your aunt, I am your brother, I am your sister, I am your father, mother, whoever it may be, if they are just associating only in a bodily way, then how should we think about them? So that is explained here in the third point. One should think about mere bodily relatives as those who destroy one's knowledge about self. First, these bodily relatives, they destroy our knowledge about self and Bhagavan. So they come to us and they tell, why do you worry about these punyam, papam, and so on? Just do whatever you like because it's your life and you have to choose how you want to live. You can do whatever you want. These kind of things are common, even more common these days. So that is what they do. Bodily relatives, they push us towards more and more materialistic enjoyment, which will cause destruction to one's knowledge about self and Bhagavan. And then the taste towards Bhagavan and the urge towards Bhagavan. Because bodily relatives engages with just bodily thoughts and bodily comforts. When we are like that, then naturally we will lose our taste towards Bhagavan and the urge towards Bhagavan. We want to reach Bhagavan as quick as possible. That urge will be destroyed. And this bodily relatives cause more attachment towards body for the self. They say, why don't you take care of your body well? Pamper it. Get the body some good clothes, good comfortable food from outside. Whatever comfort you want, you get those. For example, it's very cold here. If someone is just mere bodily relative, they will say, oh, increase the heat and make sure that you live comfortably. So that is what they will always push us towards. Go towards just attachment towards body for the self. That is what is being done. And then it causes, this body causes ahankaram and mamakaram. Ahankaram is dehatmabhimanam. Also, it is known as pride, just mere pride. And then it also leads to mamakaram, that is possessiveness. This is mine. We keep thinking this is mine, this is mine. Everything is considered as mine. So that is because the bodily relatives are pushing us towards that. And then there is lust, anger, etc., which are caused by these bodily relatives. And finally, all of these lust, anger, etc., will lead us to disaster only, destruction only. So that is the way we should think about bodily relatives, mere bodily relatives. When they are Sri Vaishnavas, Bhagavatas, there is no need to think about them like this. But this is generally for those who are just merely bodily relatives, who are not interested in Bhagavan. We have to think about them in this manner. Next is fourth, materialistic people, samsari. Samsari means those who are bound in samsara. One should think about materialistic people as those who are hurdles for enjoyment of Bhagavan and service to Bhagavan. Materialistic people, they will come and take our time. We may be going to temple to do some kainkariam. Sometimes materialistic people will come. They will just talk about various things which are not really useful. And basically that will stop us from enjoying Bhagavan. We may want to go close to Bhagavan, look at his divine features, divine form, and enjoy. But these materialistic people may just put hurdles for that enjoyment. Similarly, service to Bhagavan. Serving Bhagavan is also very important. And that aspect will also be stopped by these materialistic people. Why should we serve somebody? Why don't we just live happily on our own? That is what they will ask. So, service to Bhagavan will also be stopped by these materialistic people. And they are also to be understood as those who nurture materialistic life. They will keep saying, oh, you get these things, you get these things, you'll be having good enjoyment, you'll have good comfort. So, this will be suggested by materialistic people. So, all of these, as far as whatever we have seen now, the Jivatma and then Achit, that is body, and then bodily relatives, and then materialistic people. All of them should be given up. We have to develop detachment towards all of these, ultimately to go towards Bhagavan. So that is the important aspect here. And then after materialistic people, we have other devatas, devatantrams. Other devatas, again, they are all appointed by Bhagavan at various times and they perform certain duties. So, this is the way we should think about them. So, that is explained here. One should think about other devatas as those who are ignorant and incapable. On their own, they are not capable and they are not knowledgeable. But really, they are ignorant and incapable. So, the devatas should be understood properly, like this only. And then being born from Bhagavan and enjoying the positions, powers given by him. So, all of these devatas are given body by Bhagavan based on their karma. So, they are given superior posts such as Brahma post, Rudra post, Indra post. All of these are posts only. Depending on one's karma, one will climb up the sequence and even get one of those posts, such as being Rudra, being Varuna, being Vayu, and so on. So, we should understand that they are ignorant and incapable, and being born from Bhagavan and enjoying positions, powers given by him. They are enjoying all of that, yet they are being proud. They are always prideful, and they are also opposing Bhagavan at times. For example, other devatas like Rudra, he came to fight with Bhagavan, fight against Bhagavan when Banasura requested Rudra to come and help him. Similarly, others also, Indra, for example, he showered the hail, the big thunderstorm, when Krishna was about to perform the Govardhan Puja along with other uh, Gopas and Gopikas. At that time, Indra became angry and he sent big rain. So these are the nature of other devatas. They get positions, powers from Bhagavan, but they still oppose him at times and they fight with him and so on. And they also make others believe that being a devata, they are very superior and they are the ones who are granting all the wishes to everyone. So they will make the general people become confused and not having clear idea about their identity. They just pretend to be supreme and they want to be glorified and praised and so on. So that is the nature of other devatas. And then sixth entity is Sri Vaishnavas. Sri Vaishnavas are those who are surrendered to Bhagavan, those who are always helpful for our spiritual progress. That is how we have to think about um, Sri Vaishnavas. So let us hear. piLLai is saying that we should think about Sri Vaishnavas as those who would nurture knowledge about Bhagavan. So we need Jnanam, Bhakti, Vairagyam. These Jnanam, Bhakti, Vairagyam, how will we acquire? It is only by the grace of Acharya and Bhagavatas. Even if they are not giving direct, they will still help us nurture this knowledge about Bhagavan, and then they will help us become more detached from worldly, and they will nurture our devotion towards Bhagavan. They will also remain good companions. As long as we are in the samsara, we have to understand, we have to um, be in good company so that we will always be making good progress in uh, sampradaya knowledge, bhakti, and vairagya, and so on. So they'll remain as good companions for us. And then finally, they'll be the ultimate goal for us. As long as we are in the samsara, we have to serve Bhagavan and Bhagavatas. So they also remain as the ultimate goal for us to serve. So this is the nature of Sri Vaishnavas. many Alvars, Nammalvar, Tirungi Alvar, they have all glorified Sri Vaishnavas as our ultimate goal. We should try to serve them, we should try to please them, we should try to obey their words, and so on. So that is about Sri Vaishnavas. And then Acharya. Acharya is the one who reformed. We should think about Acharya in this way. This is exact translation of lOkAchAryar's divine words. We should think about the Acharya as the one who reformed me, transformed me through his merciful glance, made me qualified to be accepted by Sarveshwara. We were all the Atmas, we are all wandering in this samsara. We are roaming around in the samsara without any knowledge. At that time, Acharya comes and he gives us knowledge and he reforms us. And then he makes us become qualified to be accepted by Sarveshwara. Sarveshwara is ready to accept everyone, but still the Atmas may hesitate considering their own inferior nature. So Acharya is the one who goes to Bhagavan and he convinces Bhagavan to accept us, and then he comes to us and asks us to surrender to Bhagavan. So that is the nature of the Acharya. Then he is uniting me with Bhagavan's divine feet. That gratitude we should have. We should always think that it is the Acharya who is taking us closer to Bhagavan and making us reach the divine feet of Bhagavan. And then we should also think about Acharya as the one who taught me about the matters which are unknown to me previously. He is the one who is giving great knowledge to me. And then he should be treated as the Lord, just as how we will treat Bhagavan. Similarly, we should treat our Acharya like that. And finally, we should see that he is the great benefactor who accepts my service always. It is the Acharya's great audharya, that is generosity, which makes him accept our service. Otherwise, he may give some knowledge and go away and not help us. But here, the Acharya being the ultimately knowledgeable person, he will give us the full knowledge about Bhagavan and he will guide us to Bhagavan. And because of his compassion, he accepts my service also. He accepts our service also. Because he is compassionate, he doesn't have any need. Still, he will accept our make sure that we are living by our true nature. So that is about Acharya. And then eighth entity is Sri Mahalakshmi. Mahalakshmi Tayar is Purushakara Bhuta. That is the one who recommends our case to Bhagavan and convinces him. So that is the nature of Sri Mahalakshmi. And all the Acharyas follow in the footsteps of Sri Mahalakshmi. They are all very compassionate, they are all very friendly. And all the Acharyas, they follow the footsteps of Sri Mahalakshmi in recommending us towards Bhagavan. So it is the primary duty of Sri Mahalakshmi, Pirati, Tayar, to recommend our upliftment, liberation, and so on. So she makes Bhagavan tolerate and forgive all our sins. That is first favor she is doing. When we go in front of Bhagavan, he will see that we have lots of sins. We have lots of bad karma. We've done a lot of mistakes. Now he may punish us, but Sri Mahalakshmi Tayar Pirati, she ensures that Bhagavan does not punish us, rather he forgives us and he accepts us. And also, Bhagavan has lot of free will. He can independently decide to act in whichever way he desires. But that swatantriyam, that free will, may be dangerous for us. When we go there, Bhagavan may refuse to accept us. It is Pirati, Sri Mahalakshmi, who breaks his free will and makes him accept us. And she also kindles all the qualities such as compassion, mercy, the motherly love, and so on. And once Bhagavan has those beautiful qualities, I mean, he always has those qualities, but these qualities become hidden. They go to the back burner, and Bhagavan is having more qualities such as anger, desiring to punish us, and so on. But she changes all of that. She changes Bhagavan's attitude and Bhagavan's qualities, and she makes sure that those qualities, good qualities, come up, and the qualities which are unfavorable for the Jivatma, such as this punishing type, punishing nature, and all that, she makes it go to the back burner. That is what she mainly does. So she kindles all the good qualities such as mercy, motherly forbearance, etc. And finally, she is the Purushakara Bhuta. That is the one who recommends our case to Bhagavan and makes sure that Bhagavan accepts us. So this is the nature of Sri Mahalakshmi. Finally, Sriman Narayana. One should think about Sarveshwara, Ishvara. Ishvara means here the one who controls, one who fully has control. So one should think about Sarveshwara as the one who bestows us the body and senses during creation. So when we are in creation, at the time Bhagavan mercifully gives us this body and senses. Without the body and senses, we cannot pursue anything, we cannot progress in any way. So, Bhagavan first gives during the creation. Now, creation is a continuous process, it is not just a one time process, it is a continuous process. So, during creation, every time he gives body and senses to Jivatma, all the Jivatmas, that is. And then he also enters the Jivatma as Sarveshwara, as the Antaryami, and he preserves the individual, preserves our existence by remaining as our Antaryami. That is the indwelling super soul. So Bhagavan remains as the Antaryami and protects everyone and preserves our existence. That is what is being done by Bhagavan here. And then he is causing noble qualities such as non-hatred, being favorable both towards Bhagavans. Both these aspects, such as that is Advesham and Abhimukyam. Advesham is non-hatred, and then Abhimukyam is being favorable. So these good qualities which should be present in Jivatma is actually given by Bhagavan only. So Advesham, Abhimukyam, and then union with next is union with causing noble qualities. That is Advesham, Abhimukyam. We have seen that, and then he remains as the um, one who accepts these jivatmas and connects them with noble personalities such as acharyas, bhagavatas, and so on. It is the Bhagavan who is doing that. And finally, he also unites us to acharya. It is a step by step process. First, he brings in advesham in the jivatma, that is non hatred, and then he becomes favorable outlook towards Bhagavan. And then he unites the jivatma with noble persons, Vaishnavas, Sri Vaishnavas. There they will educate him in a good manner, and finally the noble persons, that is the Bhagavatas, they will bring the Atma to an Acharya, and he tolerates our mistakes, and he also forgives all our mistakes. He eliminates our connection with samsara, and then he grants us the Archiradi Margam, that is the path towards Paramapadam, Shri Vaikuntham, and then he gives us the Shri Vaikuntham itself, and finally he gives us enjoyment and enjoyment of his qualities. That is, even after reaching Paramapadam, the Atma remains a servitor and Atma will enjoy Bhagavan and serve him eternally. And he is the Lord, Bhagavan Sriman Narayana, who accepts our eternal Kainkariam forever. So these are the 9 entities and their basic nature in a very brief manner. piLLai has given this beautiful Grantham. We can go into much deeper level in this Grantham, but in subsequent sessions we are going to see many similar Rahasya Granthams we will try to see. So there we will address some of these more complicated aspects further. piLLai, who gave us this beautiful Grantham, is worshipped here. So piLLai Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam. We've had this brief Grantham, Navarathna Mala, now in English. The same content is available in our website also. I will share the link in the chat section. So this can be read also from this website. I have posted the link in the chat box. It will be shared tomorrow in our daily updates also. So we can go through this Grantham and understand the most foundational aspects, that is the 9 entities, how they are and what is their nature, and so on. With this, we will stop today and we will continue on in the subsequent sessions. Alvar Tirudikale Sharanam, Embermanar Tirudikale Sharanam, piLLai lOkAchAryar Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam, GR Tirudikale Sharanam.